Hello everyone, this is lecture 8 of the subject analog circuits. In this class, I am going to discuss the small signal operation and model of MOSFET and the different configuration of MOSFET, then we will discuss about the common source amplifier. Contents are small signal model of the MOSFET, then different configurations of MOSFET and the common source amplifier. Now see, the small signal model of BJT I have already discussed in lecture 4, and the different configurations of BJT and common emitter amplifier that I had discussed in lecture 5, lecture 6 and lecture 5 and 6 in fact, fine. So, in lecture 4, 5 and 6 I have already discussed the small signal model and the different configurations of BJT, fine, and now I am going to discuss the small signal model and the configurations of MOSFET. So, obviously, just review that just revise that small signal model and different configurations of BJT first. So, it will be easier to understand the MOSFET, right. So, starting with the small signal operation and models. So, as I have discussed in lecture 4 also, this small signal is nothing but your small AC signal first of all, and the notations are very clear. There are two element, one is AC and another one is DC, fine. So, this DC is capital V, capital G, capital S. This is your gate to source voltage. This AC is small v, small g, small s, and the summation of this AC plus DC is, it is small v, capital G, capital S. So, this is the notation which we are going to follow. Similarly, if it is capital I, capital D, then it is your DC drain current, small I, small d, that is your AC component, drain current due to AC component, and the summation of this capital I, capital D and small I, small d, that is equal to small I, capital D. So, these are the notations that are in fact confusing, but do not be confused, just follow these notations and you can easily understand, fine. So, this is simply your common source amplifier. We have applied the input signal at the gate of the MOSFET and we are taking the output from the drain of the MOSFET. This capital V, capital G, capital S is your DC bias voltage, small v, small g, small s is the small AC signal that is to be amplified, fine, and after amplification we get this output, that is small v, capital D, capital S, fine. And this is your drain resistance RD, the current flowing through this RD, that is your drain current ID, fine. So, in small signal operation and model, what we do? We remove the DC sources, we short circuit the voltage source and open circuit the current source, and after doing that we can draw the small signal model. Once we draw the small signal model, like we have already done a small signal model like hybrid pi model and T model. So, with the help of hybrid pi model and T model, we can calculate the input resistance, output resistance and voltage gain of the amplifier. So, the transconductance, this term is your output current upon input voltage. So, we calculate it is the variation of the drain current with respect to the variation of gate to source voltage. So, with the help of this graph, we can determine the value of the GM. This is called graphical determination of transconductance. In this case, your GM is equal to the slope, it is equal to the slope of ID VGS characteristics. This is your VGS on x axis, ID is on y axis. So, when we calculate this slope, that is your GM, that is very important parameter. Again, this Q point is very important, that this Q point, it should be in the middle of the saturation region for MOSFET, because MOSFET works as an amplifier, and we do it with the help of biasing that I had discussed in lecture 7, the biasing of MOSFET circuits, fine. So, this is the graphical determination, we can calculate with the help of simple drain current equation. From there we can also calculate this ID, because see, we know the value of drain current ID in saturation, that is 1 by 2 K n dash, that is process transconductance parameter, into W by L into VGS minus VT whole square. So, if you differentiate this drain current with respect to gate to source voltage, you can get the value of transconductance GM. Next is, from that particular circuit you can just apply the KVL and you can just apply the KVL from this VDD to ground. So, what will be the equation? It will be VDD minus ID RD minus VDS is equal to 0. So, from here we can write this equation, and this small I capital D is the total drain current. It is the summation of the drain current due to the DC and due to AC. This is your DC component, this is your AC component. Now, we can segregate it, and you can see that your VDD minus ID RD, this is your DC component, that is capital V, capital D, capital S, and your AC component is minus RD into ID, this is your AC component. So, from here we can calculate the voltage gain. So, from this we can calculate the VDS, drain to source voltage upon gate to source voltage, that is minus GM into RD, that is the voltage gain of the common source amplifier, that is negative. In case of BJT, what we had got? We had got minus GM into RC, here we are getting minus GM into RD, just that RC is replaced with RD, your collector resistance is replaced with drain resistance, and minus sign is coming here. So, your common source amplifier, it is a inverting amplifier, minus sign means gain is negative, voltage gain is negative, that means output is 180 degree out of phase with input. So, like we had drawn the small signal model in BJT, similarly we can draw this small signal model for MOSFET also. So, there are two models, hybrid pi model and T model. The only difference, just see the difference, once you understand the difference, you can easily do it for MOSFET, because you have already done it for BJT. In BJT, there is a resistance connected between the base terminal and the emitter terminal, base terminal and the emitter terminal, that resistance is R pi, fine. But in case of MOSFET, the difference is that now there is no resistance connected, in between gate and source. So, we say that your gate current is 0. Why the gate current is 0? Because of the structure of MOSFET, there is a SiO2 layer, there is a silicon dioxide insulating layer between metal and semiconductor. Because of that, your gate current is 0, that current is 0 means open circuit. And again there is a voltage dependent current source, that is GM into VGS. In BJT we had written GM into VB, here we have written GM into VGS, fine. This is your voltage dependent current source with R naught, R naught means we are considering the early effect. In MOSFET, this early effect is called channel length modulation. So, when we consider channel length modulation, then we consider R naught. This R naught is mod VA upon ID. VA is the early voltage, ID is the drain current, and this VA is equal to, early voltage is equal to 1 by lambda. And what is this lambda? Lambda is channel length modulation parameter. So, this R naught, we can neglect this R naught in discrete circuits, but we have to consider this R naught in integrated circuits. So, in analog circuits, it is basically concerned about, it is more concerned about discrete circuits. So, we can sometimes neglect this R naught, fine, and the R naught range, the value is 10 kilo ohm to 1000 kilo ohm. So, we include this R naught in the small signal model just to improve the accuracy of the small signal model, fine. Otherwise, we can neglect it also, but when we consider channel length modulation effect, then we include this R naught, Then another small signal model is the T model. In T model, because of its shape, it is called T model. You can easily compare this T model of BJT with the T model of MOSFET. You will see that the only difference is, now here the gate current is 0, and now here it is GM into VGS, and in T model of BJT, what we had written? We had written RE, and that RE is alpha by GM, and alpha is approximately 1, it is close to 1, in fact it is less than 1, 0.99, 0.98, something like that. So, this RE is 1 by GM. This is for BJT, I am just comparing it, fine. In MOSFET, the internal resistance at the source, that is called 1 by GM, fine. So, you can see that things are very much related. Once you understand BJT, you can easily understand MOSFET. In fact, MOSFET sometimes it easier to understand because one current is 0 here, your one current is 0, Ig is 0. Different configurations of MOSFET like in BJT, common emitter, common base, common collector. In MOSFET it is a common source, common gate and common drain amplifier. This common drain, that is also called source follower circuit. So, starting with the common source amplifier, like in BJT I have already discussed common emitter, common base, common collector. So, you can easily understand for MOSFET. So, I will suggest you that you should refer firstly lecture 5, lecture 6. In lecture 5 and 6 I had discussed common emitter, common base and common collector configuration, fine. Once you understand that, you can easily understand this also, fine. So, in common source, your source terminal is common, we apply the input signal at the gate and we take the output from the drain. So, to design any voltage amplifier, we prefer this common source amplifier, like in BJT we prefer common emitter amplifier. Next is common gate. In BJT it was common base. In common gate what happens, your gate terminal is common, we apply the input signal at the source terminal and we take the output from the drain terminal. And the common gate, it is used as a current buffer because the current gain of common gate is 1, and this common gate amplifier, it is used for high frequency applications like common base amplifier. Similarly, the characteristics are same. The common gate, it is used as a current buffer, like common base is used as a current buffer. In common gate amplifier, it is used for high frequency applications because there is no Miller effect in common gate amplifier. Next is common drain amplifier. In common drain, now your drain is common, we apply the input at the gate terminal, we take the output from the source terminal. It is also called source follower circuit because whatever voltage we apply at the gate, the same voltage appears at the source. So, your source voltage is following the input voltage, that is why it is called source follower. This common drain, it is used as a voltage buffer, it is used for impedance matching like common collector in BJT. So, starting with the common source amplifier without source resistance. So, common emitter amplifier without emitter resistance I had discussed in lecture 5. Now, you can see that this is your MOSFET and this is your input signal Vsig, and the internal resistance of this Vsig is Rsig. Now, we are going to apply this input signal at the gate of this MOSFET. We do it with the help of a coupling capacitor that is called CC1. We take the output from the drain terminal of the MOSFET, but we take this output with the help of this coupling capacitor CC2. So, the purpose of this coupling capacitor CC1 and CC2 is to pass the AC and blocks the DC. So, it improves the performance. So, in discrete circuits we use CC1 and CC2, not in IC designing, because the value of CC1 and CC2 it lies in microfarad and it is very difficult, it is in fact impossible to fabricate such a high value of capacitor in IC. So, with these coupling capacitors are normally it is used in discrete circuits, and for biasing you can use a current source biasing, fine, and we connect a bypass capacitors here, that is CS. In BJT it is C, fine. For simplicity purpose, now we are going to consider that these capacitors are acting as a perfect short circuit, although there is a effect of these capacitors on frequency response, on voltage gain, that I will discuss in unit 2, fine. But here we are going to neglect the effect of this CC1, CC2 and CS. We are just assuming that these capacitors are acting as a perfect short circuit. So, it will be not there in small signal analysis of common source amplifier. And one more thing, since we are going to do the small signal analysis, why we are going to do the small signal analysis? Just to calculate the different parameters like input resistance, output resistance and voltage gain. So, to calculate these parameters we need to perform the small signal analysis. We can directly perform the small signal analysis on the circuit, but it is more convenient, it is more understanding firstly to draw the small signal model, then use some KCL, KVL and network analysis and solve it and find out the input and output resistance and voltage gain of that particular circuit. So, we can draw the hybrid pi model, we can draw the T model, we have two options. So, if there is a resistor at the source terminal, then prefer T model. We can draw the hybrid pi model also for that case, but it is more convenient to draw the T model if there is a resistor connected at the source terminal. Fine. So, common source amplifier without source resistance, you can see that now there is no DC supply, there is no DC current source, no DC voltage source, because in small signal analysis we just remove these sources. DC sources are DC voltage source is short circuited, DC current source is open circuited. Fine. This V6 signal is the signal to be amplified, input AC signal. The internal resistance of V6 is R6, RD is the drain resistance. Now, we can draw the hybrid pi model for this common source amplifier. You can see that in hybrid pi model, now there is no resistor connected between your gate terminal and the source terminal. There is no resistor, because the gate current is 0. That is the difference between common emitter and common source amplifier. In common emitter amplifier, just refer that class, that circuit, common emitter amplifier without emitter resistance. There we have connected a resistance R pi. R pi was there because there is a base current, but here the gate current is 0. Your gate current is 0. That is why it is open circuited. This is your dependent source, because your drain current is depending upon your gate to source voltage. So, it is dependent source and it is voltage dependent current source. RD is the drain resistance. The story of R naught, I have already cleared it. R naught, we connect it, we do not connect it, we have that option, but only in discrete circuits. Fine. When we consider channel length modulation effect, then we connect this R naught. When we connect this R naught in our analysis, then we get more accurate results. We get more accurate result. And this R naught is just in parallel with RD. Now, you can see that input resistance is infinite, because the input current is 0. So, input resistance is infinite, but this is the ideal case. Practically, the input resistance it will be in hundreds, thousands of kilo ohms or mega ohms, but not infinite, of course, not infinite practically, but it will be very high for MOSFET. Now, see what will be the output voltage? Output voltage, since the direction is opposite, you can see that if you see here, if you calculate the output voltage, since the current direction is in opposite, so there will be minus sign, you can simply do it, and your RD and R naught is in parallel. So, RD parallel to R naught. Now, here from here you can calculate V naught upon VGS. So, that is your open circuit voltage gain. Open circuit voltage gain means AV naught, that means your RL is infinite. So, you can get this AV naught is equal to minus of GM into RD when we neglect this R naught. Normally, the value of R naught it is very high in comparison with RD. So, when the two resistors are connected in parallel and one resistor is very high, then we can eliminate that resistor. So, R naught can be eliminated, fine. And negative sign here of course coming because of the common source, it is a common source amplifier, and we are getting this minus sign with the help of network analysis. From there we are getting the voltage gain is negative. Negative gain means your output is 180 degree out of phase with input. It means that if you apply the input signal sine wave at the common source amplifier, then we will get the amplified output, but with 180 degree phase shift. That is the case of common source amplifier. Now, what is R naught? To calculate the output resistance, simply put the input signal source is equal to 0, then it comes to be RD parallel to R naught, and again if we neglect this R naught, then output resistance will be RD. In common emitter amplifier, there the output resistance was RC, collector resistance is equal to collector resistance. Here it is equal to drain resistance. Now, we can calculate the GV. GV you all are familiar with. GV is the overall voltage gain, that is your V naught upon Vsig, V naught upon Vsig. So, see this is your amplifier, and here we have applied the signal input signal Vsig here, and we are getting V naught. So, what is the gain of this amplifier? voltage gain it will be V naught upon V sig, but actually this V sig will not reach to the input of the amplifier, because some part of this V sig will be dropped across R sig. So, whatever voltage it is reaching at the input of the amplifier, it is your V I, fine. So, A V we have calculated V naught upon V I, I want to just make it clear, and G V is your V naught upon V sig, fine. G V is your V naught upon V 6. So, we have done it multiple times in lecture 5, in lecture 6, in common emitter, common base and common collector amplifier. Now, we are doing it for common source amplifier. So, you can calculate it at your own, it is very easy. Once you understand it, you have to simply perform the network analysis, and you will get this minus G m into R D parallel to R L parallel to R naught, V naught upon V sig, and in this case your G V is equal to A V. So, for common source amplifier without source resistance, your input resistance is infinite, of course. Ideally practically it is very large, the output resistance is moderate to high, it is moderate to high. And now of course, what we want for any voltage amplifier, we want that the input resistance should be high and the output resistance should be low. So, in this circuit common source amplifier without source resistance, we have calculated R naught is equal to R D. So, we want to reduce this R naught. If we want to reduce this R naught, then R D should be less, but if R D is less, then the gain is G m minus G m into R D. If we select R D lower, then your voltage gain will be reduced. So, the issue is that if we reduce the value of drain resistance in order to reduce the output resistance that is desirable for voltage amplifier, in that case what will be the drawback? The drawback is the voltage gain will also get reduced. So, we have to optimize, there is a trade off, fine. So, we have to carefully select the value of drain resistance R D, because this drain resistance R D, it is affecting your output resistance of the voltage amplifier also, it is affecting your voltage gain also, and the open circuit voltage gain it can be high, of course it can be high. That is why we use for voltage amplifier, we use this configuration common source amplifier, because common drain amplifier the voltage gain is 1, we do not get any amplification in common drain. And as far as common gate is concerned, the issue with common gate is same like in common base, the input resistance it is less in common gate. So, for any voltage amplifier we do not want that, the input resistance should be high, input resistance should be high. That is why we do not prefer common gate configuration for voltage amplifier, fine. So, we have one option, that is common source amplifier to amplify the voltage, to use it as a voltage amplifier, but we use common gate amplifier along with the your common source amplifier in order to design the cascode amplifier that I will discuss in next unit, in unit 2. That is the combination of common source and common gate, there we will see the advantage of common gate, but simply we want an voltage amplifier, then we will select common source, not common gate, because for common gate the input resistance is very low and the bandwidth is the issue for CS amplifier, that is the issue because of the Miller effect. In common source amplifier Miller effect comes, in common gate there is no Miller effect. This Miller effect we will discuss in unit 2 when I will discuss this common this low and high frequency response of common source amplifier, there I will discuss the Miller effect. Due to Miller effect the equivalent capacitance, input capacitance it increases, due to that bandwidth is reduced, that is the issue with the common source amplifier. So, the point is that this is your MOSFET, fine. Whenever you apply the input signal at the gate of the MOSFET, the input resistance will be high, it will be high. The reason is that the gate current is ideally 0, the input resistance is ideally infinite, practically it is very large. That is why the input resistance of common source and common drain is high, because we are applying the input at the gate. But in common gate, what is happening? In common gate, the gate is common, we are applying the input at the source. That is why the input resistance of common gate is less, that is why it cannot be used as an voltage amplifier, it is not preferred, fine. So, in this class I have discussed about a small signal model of MOSFET, then I have discussed the common source amplifier without source resistance by drawing the hybrid model, and then after we have calculated the input output resistance and the voltage gain. This is the reference. Thank you.